everyone, it's Laura Myers for CMS-Connected. When the news broke last week that DNN had been acquired by ESW Capital, we reached out and were fortunate enough to speak with their new CEO, Andy Tryba, on what he brings to DNN and his thoughts on the future of the company. Hello, Andy. Thanks so much for sitting down with us today. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm lovely, thank you. Why don't we begin by you giving us a bit of your background prior to taking over the role of CEO at DNN?
Sure. So I was 14 years at Intel. I then spent a year in the U.S. White House. I've started and sold a couple of companies now, and I'm currently running DNN, of course. I run another company called Engine Yard. I run a company called Crossover, and I also run a nonprofit rideshare called Ride Austin.
It's exciting to see you bring the experience of success from multiple companies to the helm of DNN, but what attracted you to them as an acquisition opportunity?
Yeah, so I believe in the CMS space as a whole. You know, when you think about digital marketing as a whole, the industry will continue to need those solutions over time. And I look at the ecosystem of the .NET Nuke has had over the last, 10, 12 years. And I believe that bringing all those pieces together, re-energizing that open source community, as well as really finding a good space for a simple solution for kind of that high end of that mid-market is perfectly where DNN is situated, and I think it's very attractive from a growth perspective.
So on that note, from a growth perspective, what are your thoughts on the future of DNN? Is there a certain area that your focus will be in?
Yeah, our focus will, I'd say, be in three different spots. Well, one is we want to make sure that not only our current customers, but our continued growth of customers are incredibly successful with the DNN product itself. And that requires, a simplification of the product itself to ensure that we're delivering that customer value. Two is we're going to be investing heavily in the open source community as a whole. And I would say the broader DNN community. I think there's been such an amazing following, and I had the good fortune to speak to with a bunch of them yesterday, as far as the Southern Fried DNN user group and others, and there's tons of energy there. So what we want to do is actually embrace that even further, so that we can all kind of work in this collaborative open source model. And the third is that we're going to be actually investing further in the platform itself. I think that we have a long history of doing great things on the .NET side of the world. We'll continue that, but even expand that further with the Azure piece, and really kind of embracing that Microsoft ecosystem to go and deliver the best CMS for those types of customers.
You definitely have great vision for this space as a whole. Is there an area that you predict we will see more innovation in the near future?
Yeah, I think that when you look at the intersection between the IT guy and the marketing folks that use the content management side of the world, there's always going to be that collaboration between them, and you're going to see that even more, particularly as digital marketing continues to improve and get even more important to companies. So I predict the future growth, but I also believe that the solutions have to appeal to both sides. And I think today, you see a lot of people, on one side or the other, but it really has to be that collaborative solution between the marketing side and the IT side that really makes this industry grow.
I could not agree more. Wonderful way to end our interview. Thank you so much again for taking the time to speak with me today.
Great. Thank you, Laura.
My pleasure. That was Andy Tryba, the new CEO at DNN, telling us of the experience he's bringing to the new role and where he will take DNN in the near future. For all the latest news and the wide world of digital business, make sure you're always checking back right here on CMS-Connected.